Jigga Jow! Hey everybody, welcome to Corey Wyer Art. I'm Corey, and today we're going to be having a really exciting chat about how to draw the human face. We're going to be looking at this thing right here, eyes, nose, mouth, all that sort of stuff. You know, you probably already know how to draw a lot of this stuff. You know, I draw the best eyes, man, or my lips are like fucking awesome. What we're going to do though is we're going to throw all that away and we're going to look at the real basics, the nitty gritty, the geometry of the face, the simple, a thumbnail sketch that's going to put all of those great details that you're awesome at drawing and put them in exactly the right place so that you don't end up spending 45 minutes working on the perfect eye only to have to rub it out because, it's like skew if, with the other eye and stuff like that. So the human face always breaks down the same way to an extent. And, it's this geometry that you can shift around and you can create different aspects of different looks, different people and stuff like that. So let's jump right in. First thing we're going to start off with is, the shape of the head. So let's start by just a basic oval. Doesn't have to be perfect, just to get a general idea. Boom, boom. See, doesn't have to be perfect. That's far from perfect. All right, so let's divide that in half. And let's divide it in half this way. So that's a head, right? Like, you draw a neck here. You draw some shoulders, blah, blah, blah. It's looking pretty good. It looks terrible, actually, but it's getting somewhere. Right, so let's take from the center here to this chin line here and divide that in half. Voila, that's where your nose goes. Now you divide that again and you get the mouth line. Pretty simple. So from the side of the head here to the center point, let's divide that. And again, and that's going to be the center of your eyes. Like so. And if you divide from here to the top here, you get a sort of an idea of where the hairline is going to go. Now, another little trick, a lot of people wonder where the ears are supposed to go and stuff like that. So, you take this eye line, the bottom of the nose here, and the ear will generally fit right in between. So far we've got C-3PO. He's looking stunned and overwhelmed because, things, far, far away in a galaxy long, long ago are really tricky to negotiate and stuff. But, here's our man. He's doing all right. But this is essentially the basic geometry. So, you can show everybody how awesome you are at drawing noses because you know exactly where the nose goes. And your eyebrows will sit above the brow line here, and then you can draw your eyes around the basic shape here, and it helps you with the 3D geometry of the eye as well because, you're working around a sphere now. You're not just drawing a shape. And obviously I'm roughing this up, it's pretty straightforward and stuff like that. Like, I'd probably fix that a little bit if I was doing this properly. But see, already before I even start, I knew that eye was a little off center, So bring it down a smidge. And boom, boom. And now we know exactly, where these little creases and stuff go because we can see the form of the eye around them. And this person's looking awfully tired, And I mean, from here, you can start making choices. You're like, well, I want to draw somebody with a broader nose. So, generally, where the eyes sit. And a lot of times a nose will fall sort of between where the two eyes are. So, generally you'd have something around here, but this is the beauty of the human face. It comes in all different forms. So let's rub that out and we're going to go for a much broader nose, right? We're going to bring it way out here, which is also awesome, but all of these fundamental steps, they give you the choices. In fact, they present the choices to you. You don't even have to make them because you know where everything's supposed to go because the basic layout. Are we doing thin lips or are we doing thick lips? Let's just say, for example, that we're looking at our subject and they have like the distance between, their upper lip and the bottom of the nose is kind of shallow. You can already adjust that and put it up here, and just draw in the bottom lip and suddenly, you're starting to sculpt a face without having to sort of look at all of the details as you go. Let's just say he's got a much broader chin than this, right? We can bring the jawline down and bring it down to this point. And I mean, I'm exaggerating here. This is getting kind of cartoony, but all of this technique applies to whether or not you're painting an oil painting, doing a thumbnail sketch, if you're just, rendering something really quickly, or drawing a cartoon character, the fundamentals remain the same, and it's just like it's almost like having a cheat sheet that you make yourself, and it just sort of works. Now he's got a broad chin, so we're going to give him a broader neckline like that, and already we're getting somewhere, and I mean, this is the basic fundamentals. And you can take this and you can apply it to anything. Like, let's say you're drawing a profile, right? Like, so let's just go over here and just do like a simple profile, draw a human head from the side, and you've got your top line, your bottom line, and right in the middle here, you'll divide that, and that's going to be where your eye line is, right? And, divide that again, and your nose will sit somewhere around here on average. Like, again, this is where you'd start to make decisions about, do I want a longer nose or anything like that. Midway here, you've got your mouth right there. See, hairline. And of course your ear, like I said, is going to go between your eye line and your nose line, right on the jaw here. And there you go. Like, when you've got all of this framework, it's really easy to sort of work out. It's almost like drawing on a grid too, because you can sort of look at it and go, well, the nose only goes to there. So, and this is the back of the jawline. How far is the eye going to sit from there? Is it going to be, just above the nostril, or are we going to push it back wider? Or, these decisions become a lot easier when you've already put the building blocks in place, And again, let me give you an example. Like, say you wanted to come up with something a lot more cartoony, right? You draw your oval to start with. Now, let's say, you want it to be a brainy sort of a character. You'd generally, divide the face. Let's make the eye line a lot lower. Top of the head is huge and bulbous, right? And then again, the ratios remain the same, or do they? Do we want to divide the nose there, or do we want a short stubby nose? And do we want the mouth line to be way above the chin here? But you can see with like maybe 6 lines, I've already started drawing a face. Let's bring this chin down here and put our eyes there. Eyebrows across here. Sticky outy ears, because it just looks like the type who would have them. This huge bulbous head. But do you see how I took those same fundamentals and applied them to, a completely irrational design, and suddenly it forms a face, And it's these sort of ideas that put you in the right place to begin with, so that you're not screwing up later on, Okay, that's it for this lesson. I want you to try that. Come up with some ideas. Maybe, once you've done your construction lines and you've fleshed out the basic face, rub out your construction lines and just continue drawing your details and stuff, and just see how you go. And I think what you'll find is you'll end up with a much more cohesive portrait, something that looks, less about the details and more like a living face, Okay, so yeah, we'll see you next time on Corey Wyer Art. Subscribe, don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, come in next time. We're going to talk about shading and stuff, and let's get this wireframe mesh looking thing some detail. Thanks, bye.